Okay. Look who I got on here tonight. Hey, babe.
What's up?
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. You good? What's going on, people? Y'all come on in, tune in, share, like, subscribe. Go ahead and hit the share button at the bottom. You ready for these questions that these people about to drop?
Sure, bring it on.
Woo. Gotta mix that up.
Just a week.
Just a little tangy and a little strong and a little. What you got mixed up in here?
Love.
What you got? Love mixed up in here. That's it.
Hi, Anthony.
Hey, Anthony. What else you got up in here?
Some tequila.
Mm.
And some pineapples and strawberries.
Know what they say about pineapple?
Ooh.
Make it a little more.
I'm be sweet tonight. I would be a little sweet tonight. Ooh. They sound be a little sweet. Go ahead and mix this up real quick. Woo. Y'all, so this lovely fish bowl that I have in this lovely bottle that Bay is going to be drinking is from Juiced by Ju. Y'all can follow her on Facebook at Sierra DeVille, or you can follow her on Instagram at Juiced by Ju 95. When I tell y'all this little fish bowl here, right here, this little bowl right here, y'all think I be turned up off that little Hennessy and that little Crown Apple. This gonna be where it's at. What's mixed in this bottle? What you got in this bottle?
And the bottle is strawberry, tequila, and mango, and pineapple.
Strawberry, tequila, and mango is in the bottle, and peach, strawberry, and tequila is in this in the fish bottle. In the fish bowl. Well, okay. Babe, so what's going on? How was your day? You know, this is my first time seeing you today.
I don't want to talk about work. Work has been crazy for the last few weeks.
So yeah. So I got some questions that came in.
Hey, Jim.
On the little comments and inbox and stuff like that. What inbox rather?
Jim said you have to leave Craig to come watch us.
What's going on, Jim? Jim said, yeah, had to leave Craig. We ain't gonna talk about that tonight. I get that bitch together when I get off of here. I ain't gonna do my good auntie like that. So we got some questions. What's the first question you want to pop off with? So if you have any questions while Bay is looking in the through the questions, if you have any questions, feel free to drop any questions. They don't have to be about us. It can be about anything you want to ask in particular, about me, about George, just in general, anything you want us to answer. Go ahead and drop it down, and we'll go from there. Anthony said I had to leave Craig too. Where you want to start at?
All right, so first question is, if you could relocate to any place, where would it be?
If I had to relocate to somewhere, I think I would relocate to either Texas or Carolina. When I went to Carolina, I definitely had a blast. When I went to Texas, I visited two cities in Texas. So I visited Dallas and I visited Houston, and both I had a ball with. I can see myself being in Houston a little more than Dallas. Dallas don't give me that much of a good feel. It's just like, okay, we're going to visit Dallas and that's it. But when you go to Houston, you know Houston is big. It gives you what you need. The only thing I hate about Houston or Texas, period, is they care for you. Like, when I went to the club, it was 2:00. You had to shut down the club. So that's the only thing I really kind of hated about. No, it's 3 and 4 o'clock. Sometimes it's 6 o'clock here.
Bulldogs
Well,
shut down at what
besides
time?
the after hours, but the Bulldog shut down at 3.
Sometimes 2:30.
I ain't never been there shut down at 3 o'clock. I party. We ain't gonna stop party till the lights come on.
You
But
close to, you open
I
and close the club.
I don't do that sometimes. Sometimes. It's a key. Jeff said, Keon, why would you relocate to the islands, sun, sand, and surf? The reason why I won't relocate to the islands is because I'm from Miami, so I'm used to seeing the sun. I'm used to seeing the beach. It's always nice weather there, so I don't think I want to look something a little different, if that makes sense. So that wouldn't be my first choice to just jump to something that got water or jump to something that got sand and everything. What about
We're
you?
opposite. Cause see, I want to go where the beach and the sun at, cause I like water. So
Well, I mean,
if I had to relocate, it would probably be Florida, maybe like
okay.
Orlando.
Why
or
Orlando?
Possibly Miami, but Miami is a little too busy. So, I mean, when I went to Orlando, I enjoyed Orlando. So it kind of like set with me. So, but anywhere with a beach, but mainly Florida.
See, I wouldn't want to relocate back to Miami just because that's where I'm from.
Exactly.
So it's just like for me, it's just I'm going to jump in and jump out. I'm ready to go say hey to my family and keep it moving.
It's a different city though. So instead of Miami, we could go Orlando.
I don't think I would want to go back to Florida. I don't think I can do that.
Well, Texas is last on my list. Although that would be my next option, but it's last. So Florida is primary.
Here we go with the compromise. I guess I got the compromise. So
We ain't moving though.
yeah, we ain't moving, but I'm saying if we did have the chance to move, you don't want to. We're on 2 different parts of the world. You want to go to Miami. I want to go to Texas or Orlando, Florida. Period. You want to go down there? I don't want to go back down there. Anthony Smith said, "Y'all better relocate together. We'll have to fuss and fight for a minute before we relocate. So we'll have to flip the coin. We'll have to go visit a whole bunch of cities. We'll have to do something. But me personally, if I wanted to relocate, I think I would go to either Texas or Carolina. What's P Nicole? Well, R Nicole said, Keon, what's your favorite drink? My favorite alcohol beverage is I love me Crown. So I love Crown Apple. But I think a drink, I would say I love Long Island. I love the mixture of Long Island. Give me a peach Long Island or a regular Long Island, I'm in there. I am. And let me tell you something. I am in there. You give me that, that's it.
I left them a long time ago. Long time ago.
See, the big people, they can't, I ain't gonna say big people as in big, but I'm trying. I don't say it like that. I'm not saying it like that. But what I'm saying is, people can't handle Long Islands.
It's not
I don't know why.
Them. I mean, I don't know. To me, that's just like drinking Ciroc. Like, Ciroc is I can't do Ciroc. It gives me a headache.
Mm-hmm.
Long Island with all that different liquor mixed in with each other, I really, I'm not interested.
You're not interested.
So you can give me Jack any day.
Mm-hmm.
You can give me Crown Apple any day.
Mm-hmm.
If I have to do a vodka, then I'll do Kettle One, or I'll do. That's really about the only vodka that I've been doing lately.
And you like it, a little simple. You like a little Jack and just ginger. I'm gonna try to.
You want fruity stuff.
I know, and when you have fruity stuff, I think you can get the taste. You can drink more, and you can get a little. It sneak up on you. It don't just hit you at one time. Now versus when I'm drinking that Jack and that ginger ale, baby. Let me tell you something. After 10 minutes, I feel it. And I'm just like, So I like something that'll kind of like sneak up on me a little bit.
So you want to get drunk. So when it sneak up on you, that means that you get too drunk sometimes. So I like just a little, a little chill. I know how to control myself when I'm drinking.
Okay. Art Nicole wants to know, George, what's your occupation?
I work in the insurance industry. I'm in management in the insurance industry, rather.
Y'all be trying to see what my man work at. Be trying to figure stuff out. These people are worse than the FBI. Robert Lee wants to know, um do y'all have any coming out advice? I'll let you answer first before I go ahead and give mine.
When you say it's coming out as what? I mean, coming out as sexuality, coming out as relationship wise. I mean, can we elaborate on that a little bit?
Robert Lee, elaborate a little bit. I'm gonna say I think he's saying coming out as a homosexual, but we'll let you drop that down and see where you going. What do you mean about coming out?
Gotcha.
This little stuff.
Just to reiterate for those who are just joining, tonight we're drinking Juice by Jew. You can follow her on both Facebook at Juice by Jew and on Instagram Juice by Jew 95. And this is strawberry and tequila and
Pineapple. You can taste the pineapple. I taste the pineapple, the peach. I ain't made it to the strawberry yet, so I'm trying to stir it in to get around to the strawberry. So here she go right here. So for y'all who watching and you want to see, so Juice by Jew 95 and her Facebook is Sierra DeVille. Last drink I had that she made snuck up on me.
Oh, really?
Snuck up on me really, really bad. Had me talking crazy. But that little pineapple made me taste a little better tonight.
You are so silly.
So Robert Lee said, not in a relationship, coming out to like your family and your friends. What advice would you give to Robert?
I don't know that I can say I can necessarily give advice on that because it was a struggle for me at first. Like growing up in the church and, just hearing different conversations as a child or, just growing up, period, was like, I don't want to go through that. And, yeah, it was kind of weird. I just had to get to a point where I just didn't care anymore. And I'm like, okay, I'm grown, so this is who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I can't walk a closet style life or, not walking my truth. So I just had to learn how to accept it and just deal with it and just go from there and realize that, no matter what your lifestyle is, no matter, what has happened in your life, at the end of the day, you're still a human being. Like, you still deserve equal treatment, things of that nature. So, I mean, that's just how I feel about it. I can't really say that I necessarily have advice because I struggle real bad in that area.
Okay. My advice, don't give a fuck. That's my advice. You just get to a point in life where you just don't care. You shouldn't care about what people think. Like, it took me a long time to get to that point, but I had a reason behind it. My thing was when I was closeted and I didn't come out. I had my close girlfriends, around, and they would tell me, "Hey, bitch, we know you gay, or we know you gay," or it's just like, "No, you don't." I ain't publicly said, "Hey, this is who I am," but I would booty shake around them. I would, dance around them, laugh. I would say, "Damn, he fine." Like I would say these things around them to give them like a hint, like, "Hey, yeah, this who I am," but I never confirmed anything. So my thing was what took me so long to come out. It wasn't because of my parents. It wasn't because of my friends. It was more so of I was scared I was gonna lose money. Like I felt like back in the day I did parties and I DJ'd and I was very popular in school and these type of things. And it's just like, okay, well, if you come out as I feel like it was another person. So if I come out, it's like, oh wait, hold on, this not who I know. This not the person. So it's just like, okay, well, I got to protect me and protect my money. So Robert, my advice to you is on your own terms, on your own time, and come out and just be you. Just be you. Don't give a damn what people think. Cause soon as I came out, it was just like I felt like a burden was off. Like it just lifted. Like I was free. Like doors start opening up. I started getting a better job, another house. It was just like things started to open up for me, and it's just like wow. Like damn, I should have been did this. So once you start living in your truth, you'll see a lot of doors open for you. So I'm gonna answer this last question in the comments, and then we're gonna jump over to what someone have inboxed us. Jim Rucker says, "How long do you think two people who are dating should wait before they move in together?"
Until the relationship is solid, until you have, until you have a solid foundation. Um, Typically, I used to say like 2 years or minimum at least a year,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not so sure that you can put a time frame on it. I mean, once you build that solid foundation and y'all decide, hey, this is what we want to do, then by all means, go for it. I know everyone is different. What you think?
I would agree with you and say when you're solid. I definitely agree with that. Being a new couple, um, you definitely have to make sure. I feel you have to know the person.
Right.
I feel like you have to build and learn people as you're getting as time are going. I feel like you definitely have to get to know your partner. I used to say timing, but things move so fast these days. You never know how things go. So I would say usually back in the day I would say up to a year, like get to know a person or whatever. But sometimes people get to know each other in 6 months, 2 months, 3 months. So I feel like when the timing is right, it's just on your timing. And make sure you guys have a great understanding. Because once you move in with somebody, I feel like that's when you truly learn somebody. Like I can say all day, hey, this is who I am, this is who you are. And it's just like, when I get to know you, I start picking up these different, start seeing these different habits, et cetera, et cetera. So, on your own time, it just depends on you and your partner. Because I know, but before I move in with another motherfucker, I'm going to know they inside and they out. They front and they back.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense though, because I told you I was in a situation where I tried to move in with an ex,
Mm-hmm.
and we wasn't, we didn't last living together for 2 weeks. So that's why I said foundation.
Okay.
Because for one, I already hate moving.
Okay.
Two, it just that's too much. Like, I mean, why move in only to move right back out? So, I mean, you do need to know the person. You do need to, like you said, know they front, they back, they side,
They side.
Everything.
Right.
Make sure you know each other habits,
Yeah.
because I'm OCD, and I get on your nerves because I
You
like
get
stuff a certain way, and when I leave it like that, I want to come back home to it that same
the
exact
same
way.
way. Right.
So,
Now, sometimes I'll move some shit because I feel like certain stuff should go certain places. So we have to compromise on that part. I will say that.
Jesus.
I will say that. But also, like Ace said, he said the length depends on the chemistry between each other. I definitely agree with that. Um, we have another person say yes, people rush to move in and get married. Also, people, in my eyes, I think people look at social media or all these socialites or these people that's in the entertainment business and things, and they paint this perfect picture.
Right.
They don't know what happened to get to this place. All they see is, okay, this person is married. They've been together 7 months. They having a baby, or just these different things. They don't understand. I say the trials and the tribulations and the ups and the downs.
But 9 times out of 10, those situations don't look as good as they appear.
Correct.
Like, usually there's always something in the mix. And no relationship is perfect, don't get me wrong. Every relationship is going to have its ups and downs. Like, basically, in my opinion, a relationship is a second job.
Okay.
You have to put in work in order to make it successful. So, I mean, that takes a lot. Like you said, compromise. You got to spend quality time with each other. You have to, you know, just work on different things. Like what do you want to do in the future? Like what do you, like all of that stuff matters to me.
Right.
I'm sentimental with a lot of things. So
and we're learning each other. we have our days, but that's in relationship. So, like I said, people get on here or get on in a platform and try to paint this perfect picture, and nobody is perfect. Nothing is perfect. So, Jim, to answer your question, and he just asked another question. I'm gonna jump back to what's in the inbox. He said, "I'm in a situation now where I'm not ready to give my house keys to someone." Oh, that sounds a little familiar. Um,
Are you ready to give me a?
it was no. It wasn't that I wasn't ready to give you a house key. That's not what it was. But it comes. What you looking like that for? He has a key.
I know that was
he,
his birthday present.
he definitely have a key. But I think on my time, like I heard you hitting around, like, oh, maybe if I had a key, I wouldn't have to wait, or maybe if I had a key, I wouldn't have to do this, or maybe if I had a key, I wouldn't have to do that. But I feel like I had to do it on my time because that opens up a different gate. That's another milestone. That's another um, brick that you have knocked down. Like it comes things after that. So, as we slowly progress, I was like, he ain't ready for a key yet. With a spare key yet, or I'll give you my key and we'll go from there. So now you got a key, and now you can come and go as you please.
So, what made you get to the point where you felt like you knew that you were ready to give me a key, or what made you feel like it was time for me to give
One, after the two times I got my ass locked out, you had my key, and I had to wait for you. I said, "Oh, baby, this is it." Hell no, I can't be doing this. But no,
so I got a key off of default.
no, you didn't get a key off of default.
No, that's what you just said.
You ain't get a key off of
The
default.
people hear you. You just said I got a key off of
No,
default.
I was joking when I said it, but I felt like it was time. I feel like we have definitely knocked down some and covered some ground, and I feel like you definitely deserve a key. You shouldn't be waiting because you ain't no FB no more. So you definitely upgraded. For those who don't know what an FB is, it's a fuck buddy. So he's definitely not a fuck buddy anymore. So I feel like he can have more of me. I trust you in my home when I'm not here. Um, it was just time. I feel like the timing was perfect. Now how I did it was a little slick, but
I knew you had something up your sleeve. I just didn't know that you.
You didn't know. Let me tell you something.
No, I did know you were gonna. I knew you had something up your sleeve because I was with you when you got the keys made.
Correct. And that was 2-3 months ago when I got them keys made. Mm-hmm. Okay, so how did you know I was up to something?
I just had a vibe. I just had that feeling like
it was a spare key. I made.
You don't need 2 spare keys.
Okay. So, in your mind, did you think that you was gonna get a key sooner, or I was gonna make you wait a little more?
I didn't know, but when I had kind of hinted at you the last time in your response,
I did like, give it away.
I was like, he up to something.
Yes, I did give away. I love you too, cousin. I can't wait till you get better either, so you can come over and we can, chop it up and have a good time. So this is Courtney from the baby shower, who gave out from the Nicholas baby shower, and who was giving out all the gifts, and she was sitting right next to us, her girlfriend. And I was like, oh my God.
Gotcha. Hey, Courtney.
Yes, so Courtney says Courtney has her own little show. So I'm definitely going to come over and we're going to talk and laugh. Thank you, Mantra. Mantra say, Keon and George, y'all look so cute together.
Thank you.
So I didn't think I was going to date a light skin or a brown skin. I'd have changed it up a little bit. Well, a lot. It ain't a little bit, it's a lot. But that's a good thing. So the next question, if you can go back and give your 18-year-old self any advice, what would it be?
I would say save, financial stability, credit, all of that stuff that matters when you get older. That's what I would tell myself.
If
I
I
was
had
working
to,
these little low paying jobs, and I used to see, like you said, I used to see everybody with this, that, and the third, and I used to be like, I want that, but I didn't realize that you got to pay the cost to be the boss. So, that took me to get older to start realizing those things.
okay, so before I answer, someone in the comments said that they would tell their 18-year-old self to go back to college. I'm gonna elaborate on that. College is not for everybody.
Right.
School is not for everybody. It wasn't for me. I'm not knocking those who are out there pushing their kids to go to school or to do anything, but college just wasn't for me. I don't feel that you have to go to college to be successful. I don't feel like you have to go to college to just do all these things that the system have painted for everybody. So when people ask me, well, you got to go to college to get a lot of money, or make this amount of money. No, you don't. And it's a back and forth thing, but I just personally believe that you don't have to go to college. So I'm not knocking you for saying you will go back to college. College is just for certain people to me. It just wasn't for me. And Melissa Moore said she would tell her 18-year-old self to stay single.
So what would you tell yourself?
I would tell myself to not move so fast. Because I feel like I grown up a little fast. And I would tell myself to not really care what people think, like I said earlier in the live. Just focus on yourself. And the last thing I would tell my 18-year-old self is to follow your dreams. It's a lot of things I have put on hold to accommodate other people around me. So I would definitely tell myself to, follow your dreams and, keep pushing. But I don't think I'm bad off right now. I love the road that I have been going down. So I don't think I'm that bad. What you think? What else you would tell someone, or what advice you would give to an 18-year-old that's watching right now, or someone in that age bracket?
Decide what you want to do, not what someone else may want you to do. Because a lot of times people do things because their parents encourage them to do it, or that's just what they were told, or that's just like a tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has to do X, Y, and Z. You have to do what's best for you.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, you are going to be the one that's taking care of you.
Right.
And so you can't build your dreams or any of that off of someone else's vision for you. It has to be based off of your own.
Right.
And God.
Right.
So, yeah.
The next question is, would you go back to your first job?
Hell no.
Why you had to say it like that? Why you want to go back to your first job?
I worked that job barely a month.
Okay.
And it just wasn't me. My first job was McDonald's. And so...
That was fine too.
And so, just all of that, I got to be on this hot grill, then I got to clean it, then you got to empty the grease trap, and then don't let it be a football Friday night. And they like drop it like this, and I can't deal with that talking to me all sideways, and I'm barely making money. No, I value you gotta respect me first.
Okay.
Before I just be like, oh, I just got a job and you can talk to me any kind of way. So yeah, that situation. Plus, I almost got into a fight with the manager. So
yeah. My first job was McDonald's as well. I wouldn't go back to McDonald's in this time of my life, or I wouldn't go back to fast food, period. But I will say I am thankful for McDonald's, because McDonald's have definitely taught me a lot that I know today. And it's because of my managers. It definitely taught you patience. Well, taught me patience. Even sometimes they run very thin. But I'm grateful for my job. I wouldn't go back to it. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, me either. And then, the smell of those uniforms when you get off, it seems like no matter how much you wash them, it just, that grease smell would not come out.
Mm-hmm.
And ugly, uh, slip resistant shoes that you used to have to wear. So you probably were hard headed because you don't like to follow the rules.
I did have slip resistant shoes, but then also I had to wear just to wear.
See, hard headed.
But see, it just depends on where I was going to be. But see, I wasn't in the front that long. I wasn't a crew for a long time, so I wound up being a shift lead, and I feel like I can do whatever I want to do.
Oh, you fancy. I'm new to the military game. You fancy. Okay.
Yeah, so I wouldn't go back. I definitely wouldn't go back. Hell no, but I'm thankful for it. Jim Rucker said, I would tell my 18-year-old self, don't trust anyone because those who smile in your face are the ones plotting to destroy you and take you down. Baby. We skipped that. We had passed that question, but you made a good point. Y'all in the audience, would y'all go back to y'all first job? Audience, would y'all go back to y'all first job? Would you go back? Why you want to go back?
Basically, the same thing that George said, because I had a fast food job as my first job, and the way that those people used to talk to you,
Yeah.
I just wasn't a fan of it. And
Okay.
it wasn't worth it for how much money they were giving.
Right.
I said no. I go back just for the good times. So we had fun.
I wanted to say that too. Look, I would go back for the good time because your first job, I feel like your first job is you don't really care. You just go to go. You making this amount of money, and you just gonna do what you want to do, and then have when you're working around teenagers, I feel like, or when you're working around your friends, it makes it better.
I guess that was another thing for me. So I didn't know nobody. Like I was brand new.
You're like anti sometimes.
I can be until I gotta get the vibe of you. Like I just can't open up and just start. Like if the vibe ain't right, I can't do it. So
What you mean? Elaborate a little bit.
I go based off of personalities. Like if your personality stinks and I don't want anything to do with you, I'm gonna stay away from you.
Okay. But
You have to stay away from negative energy.
okay.
Because if you're around negative energy, then that stuff starts to rub off on you, and then you be trying to figure out what's going on. So I'm all about positive vibes.
Okay. Take
Like
it in.
I put that on my board at work.
Okay.
Positive vibes only. So my team see that every day when they're
Okay.
at work.
Do you feel like your team gravitate towards that, or they receive that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you're having a bad day, I can pull you and be like, hey, let's talk. What's going on? Get it off your chest. Because sometimes people just need somebody to talk to.
Okay.
So it's just about how you address it or how you approach it.
So, since we're talking about jobs, someone said, "What's one thing you wish you knew before starting your career?" What would you do before starting your career? Like, what's one thing you wish that you knew before starting your career? And y'all, we see y'all in the comment box as well.
I would say the school thing because, with degrees to a certain extent, you get more money than someone that just, like me, who just move on up just by kind of, not by default, but just made moves throughout the company starting from the bottom. I mean, to me, like, if you come in with, degrees and stuff, it kind of gives you a little bit more, I don't know the word I'm trying to say, but like
It boosts your resume up. It makes you. I feel like it make you look a little better.
It boosts your resume and your salary.
And your salary.
Hello.
I will say I'm a agree and disagree a little bit
Okay.
because people have degrees, and I'm not knocking it. When you have a degree, yes, you're supposed to make a higher salary. But you have people nowadays. You have people that has no degree and making money more money than people who do have a degree, and then making money that equals up to someone who do have a degree. So I don't, like I said before, I don't feel like everyone has to go to school. I mean, you can take courses, and
I said my preference. So you that's your preference.
That's right,
said,
and I'm not knocking yours. I just wanted to tell you, because somebody got there was like, well, I ain't go to school, or I ain't go this, and I ain't go that. So we have two different opinions on it, but
so what do you think?
I think.
What would you tell yourself?
Let me see.
Let me see
The question was, what would what's one thing you wish you knew before starting your career?
Not one thing
you knew before starting your career.
I mean, well, my current job, I've learned a lot. Like I've had some great mentors on my current job.
Right, and it's hard. Mentors help. So I think I would say more training, because I just jumped in. Like it was my first job, so I just jumped in. I wish I knew I had more training or more prep before starting my first job than to just jump into it. So I definitely would say a little more training and prep. But I feel like once I started, because of the people who I was trained by, I was okay.
Well, see, that's a good thing that I like about my job now. So we do what we call shadowing, where like if I'm interested in a position in another department or a different position, period, I can go shadow whoever is in that current role. So to go back to my Walmart days when I was a CSM, it's just like, I just always say, I want to be in management, I want to be in management, because I thought, it was good just to have a management title.
Right.
I kind of like to take the lead most of the time. So it was just something I felt like was natural for me, but I didn't realize, like how some of the responsibilities, could weigh in on you. So that definitely was something that, I wish I could have done differently, and just, like you said, got more experience rather.
More prep, more experience, more training,
Right, because I see it now at work where people, they'll be so quick to leave one department and go to another one because it just seems like that's the place to go, but they always say the grass is not green
on the other side.
So it's like, I've seen experiences where people go to another department and then they be begging to come back to our department.
Right.
So it's just like, I think if your job gives you the opportunity to shadow, or you have some type of experience to see what they do, that's probably the better route.
Route. I agree. Yes, P. Marcel, she said, yes, job shadowing. I thought I wanted to be a project manager until I job shadowed. I agree. I feel like definitely, going in shadowing before you actually take a position, or before you actually just commit to something. But nowadays, it's not like that. Or I feel like, do you feel orientation help when you go to a job?
No.
Why?
Because they always give you the good stuff.
Okay.
And it's just like, everybody always want to paint this good picture about, X, Y, and Z, but I'm a realist, so I give it to you how it is.
Okay.
So, like even in orientation now, we have to go in as a management team, introduce ourselves, things of that nature. So I'm kind of quiet when it comes to that kind of stuff, but like now I'm starting to see more people ask you those complex questions that most people won't ask you. So it just be like, okay, like you got some people that just go with the flow and just chill. You got some people that just, I don't know, they just think everything, it's all good, but it's always some mess on every job. So I mean,
they'll take even to getting interviewed, or when I was asking, I would ask people, like, especially they would say why like I would ask them why why this position is available, what happened to your last employee to make them leave the job, etc., etc. I interview people back. I definitely don't say when people interview me or the interviewer will interview me. Is there anything you need to ask? Do you want to say anything about the job or anything? Yes, I ask the questions, and I feel like when you have an open dialogue in an interview, I feel like they help you more with the
I
job.
hate interviews. So I'm always the scared one. Like I be shaking, I be sweating. I, I don't like interviews
Why people get so scared in the interview?
because I. So when I interviewed for my last position, it was
Now I'm listening
better
to you. Go ahead.
because I kind of already had a connection with the people that I was interviewing with, so it
Okay.
made it better for me to interview.
Mhm.
So it was so funny because my managers were teasing me. They said when I interviewed with the director, they said it seemed like I was more excited to interview with the director versus them.
Mhm.
But it's just like I said, I'm a people person, so I try to like give everybody a fair chance. I try to get to know people. Like I speak to everybody that I pass through because you never know
Mhm.
who you're on the elevator with. You never know who you're passing by. You never know if that's the same person you got to sit across from one day
Mhm.
and say, I want this job. So, yeah, I think because I had the opportunity to build a rapport with them 1st,
Mhm.
that made a difference on this last interview I did.
Okay.
But I still was nervous. Like, I'm sitting there studying questions, like, oh my God, what did they ask me this? I'm watching YouTube videos, I'm Googling stuff. Like, I wanted to make sure I was ready.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you a question.
Oh,
For
Lord.
for those who don't know, this is George. I know a lot of y'all be watching, so you definitely for those who don't know, this is the guy behind the weight gain and the happiness, etc., etc. So what made you pursue me?
Oh, so we putting each other on the spot tonight. Oh,
I ain't
okay.
putting you on the spot. I'm just asking the question.
But you jumped in my inbox, though.
You jumped in mine first.
But you jumped in my
You
inbox.
jumped in mine first.
But you jumped in my inbox.
You jumped in mine first.
I'm just saying. What made me pursue you?
Hey, Chloe.
It was your consistency. And
You better answer. You better answer correctly. You better answer correctly.
no, because what I'm about to say is true. You know, like I wasn't so quick to just be like, "Yeah, what's up?" You know, like you quick to tell people that I gave you hell in order to.
I feel like you did give me hell.
Yeah, I did.
You gave me plenty of hell. You took me through all the rain and fire. You took me through everything. So I'm listening.
once you, once you, um, once you were consistent,
Okay.
and once you like, you didn't just give up and run away. Like you was determined. Like you was just like, I felt wanted.
Okay.
So the consistency and just the feeling of feeling wanted was like one of the main things. And then like we started hanging out more, and I was like, okay, I can dig this, and it just went from there. But I
Melissa
had to be sure.
Melissa said, and I'm gonna jump back to that. Melissa said, "Hey George, he looks better with weight, and my boo is happy." So I feel like you did give me hell, and I definitely love a challenge. So you wasn't like the people that would be like, "Oh, hey, well, look, so you did." I was about to give up. I was just like, you know what, fuck this. Like, I can't. I definitely can't do this anymore. Like you was just so hard. I was just like, I never got this. Like, well, I was like, I need to keep pushing. I need to keep pushing. I need to push it. Then, boom, here it goes. I was like, oh shit, it's here. So,
I think part of that, came from being damaged and also part of that came from, just ready for a new
Hey,
beginning.
Kim.
And this is my last year in my 20s, so I'm at a point where I'm ready to settle down and do more to life than just be in and out of stuff. Like I want something that's go last for a minute.
Okay. So P. Marcel puts me on the spot. P. Marcel, what do you like about George?
Thank you, P. Marcel, since he put me on the spot.
So what I like about George, I definitely love the fact that George is consistent. George is very caring. Um, George gives me a challenge. Definitely. George definitely I like about him because he pushed me in different areas that I need to tweak in and work on. Um, I like George because he's not a yes man. He definitely give me well I say y'all this man give me a challenge. um I love the fact that you're very supportive. Um I love the fact that you got my best interest at heart. Like I feel like you really when people say he got my back or she got my back and they just say it, but it's a difference when you actually feel it or when you actually can see, okay, this person has me. This person likes me or loves me for me. The goods, the bad, the ugly. Um, and you're very stable. Yes, he is. Um, I just I love me some him, child. Oh, I just love me some him. Hmm.
But see, you're more so of the one. Like, I'm the stubborn one. Well, you're stubborn too. But like, if we have a disagreement, like you rope us back in most of the time. It's like
Some of the time.
you be like, "Nah, we ain't gonna do this, that, and the third. We gonna, you know, end on a good night or whatever,
Mm.
whatever." But like, I like what we got going on. Like, I mean, I'm looking forward to continue to grow with you. I
Okay.
mean, you really just wowed me for my birthday. Like nobody I've ever dated has ever done it, ever. So, you definitely got thousands and thousands of brownie points.
Melissa, Melissa know me, so Melissa was like Tony Braxton looking ass. It's crazy that she said that.
Melissa, I'm so sick of hearing that song. When I tell you, he play it every day. Don't let us be getting dressed to go somewhere.
I
He,
mean, that's one of my songs to listen to.
we get in the car. We listen to it in the house. Then we get in the car. We listen to it again. And on the way back home, we're likely to listen to it
Listening
again.
to it again. Right. So Tony Smith said, um, "Hey guys, what's the best advice that you give each other to make the other smile each day?" I'm gonna let you answer that first.
You're always making me answer the question. Answer the
I've
question
been
first.
answering. I just want you to answer.
I got to answer first all
It's
the time.
it's courtesy. It's courtesy to the guest.
Whatever. Um, Advice. I mean, for us, like we call each other throughout the day, or like with both of us being in management, like if we have something that um like that may be bothering us, or something that we might want each other's feedback on, like we'll call each other, like we'll check on each other throughout the day, like how's your day going.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if I go in the office, hey babe, I made it. When he go in, hey babe, I made it. I'll be like, have a good day. Um, you know, you got this. Just and then I also acknowledge like when I see his growth, or um, like when he does something good, or when he does something like that I think is like when I notice that you're doing stuff differently, or we talked about something like, hey babe, you should try this, and then you actually implement it, and I'd be like, you did good with that, or I give you your kudos where they're due.
Mm-hmm. I think the advice that I would give you, or I think that I feel like make you smile is, like for instance, if you having a bad day, encouraging words, or I know just when it's hard when you just know your partner, you can it just you have to be in the moment to just like really kind of give them the advice. I would say, if that makes sense. But I think definitely pushing you or um, being just your listening ear, I would say.
You definitely are a great listener.
So I definitely would say that. I think I wouldn't say, depending on the situation, what advice I would give you. And majority of the time, I have it right.
But another thing about you too, though, is like when I'm having a bad day, like you'll call and you'll say it's gonna be okay or whatever. You'll give me like some encouraging words, but then you'll follow up. You'll be like, hey, how you feel? Like 10, 15 minutes later, you'll follow. You good? How's everything going? Da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
So it just be like, wow, like I say to myself often, like, wow, he really cares. Like he make me feel good. He make me feel.
When you say that in the text message,
He's so petty.
you ain't saying in a text message.
He's so petty.
But no, that yeah, that's good. I'm glad that I can balance you and encourage you and push you a little bit. That's good. Even though he gets on my goddamn nerves.
Likewise.
I'm pretty sure. And they say our sign is not compatible, but
I told you you're not a true Aries.
I am an Aries.
You're not a true Aries. Ain't no way.
Tony Smith said, "Who's the better listener out of you two?" I am. Believe it or not, I am the better listener. I think I do listen better than you. You don't think so?
You are a good listener,
but
sometimes I told you like
you can say it.
You be listening to respond and feel like sometimes, and I just be like, dang, I wasn't even finished speaking before you could just.
I don't think that's all the time.
I don't say all the time. I said you're a good listener. You are. But as far as better listener, I don't know. Because you be all over the place. You be in 50,000 places.
No, sometimes with you it goes in one ear and out the other.
But you still like you'll have me right here on your phone. Then your employees be in and out your office, and then you be doing stuff on the computer.
So you can't say work, because at work, if we're FaceTiming at work,
even after work.
No, but you said at work.
You be on the way home.
So you trying,
and I be like,
no, you
man, you listening to me?
You be trying to say my attention span ain't long enough. That's what you be trying to say. So since I will put it out there, I'll put it out there. But I think I listen a little more. But we agree to disagree.
I mean, I'll give you that.
P. Marcel said, Aries are passionate, fire signs. Fire needs room to spread.
And I'm a water sign. Put that fire out. Fire all right sometimes, but
it be sometimes it just be up and down with you. I be like, oh my God. But I will say that we do come back together.
We balance each other out.
Yeah, I feel like we definitely balance each other out. I was having a conversation about that today. About balancing your partner out. Just having that bond with your partner. I feel like your partner's supposed to be your best friend. You can pillow talk. We definitely pillow talk. I feel like a lot. Like
in the night you fall asleep on me.
You fall asleep more.
But
no.
I got proof. I got receipts.
I know my receipts are.
I got receipts.
I have facts. Definitely, like I have really facts.
I have receipts.
That's fine.
Do you want me to show the people? I have receipts.
Don't embarrass me like that. Because you like to. One thing about him, he likes to record. And since I'm out of gained a little pounds, I think I need to get my tonsils removed. Because I snore, and it's just like when I first started noticing it, I woke up one day and I caught myself. I was like, "Whoa! Like, what was you doing?" And it was just like, "Oh my God, you snoring!" But you like to record and see. I don't do you like how you do me. You do me so wrong.
That's not true.
What are y'all favorite shows to watch on TV or Netflix or on a cozy night or weekend?
My favorite show is First 48.
We love watching First 48. Like, it's crazy, but we definitely love watching First 48.
And my other favorite show is HGTV, Flipping Houses, or is it Flip Houses or Flip, whatever the little flipping shows is.
I think my other show to watch with you is what it is Porters, like when they everything is just packed.
Oh yeah.
I like watching that with you, but I don't think we really just sat down because we be on the move. Like I feel like we're always on the go, so I don't think we have had our times where we sit down and we just chill with each other. But it's always either First 48 or something in that nature. I don't think we actually. Last night was the first time in a long time we sat down and watched the movie together. Right. In a long time.
First 48 is always the go.
Yeah, First 48 is always the go to. It's like, okay, they turn on First 48 or flip the channel or something. But I think we do need to start watching a little more, bit more movies.
Last night was different.
It definitely was.
I enjoyed it. It was a good movie.
To the end.
It had me a little, on edge.
So I'll tell them what we watched. So last night we watched, oh my God, it's a new Netflix movie with Neil Long. Oh my God, I can't think of the movie name. Fatal Affair.
Yeah, Fatal Affair.
So for y'all who have seen Fatal Affair, I want y'all to tell me in the comments, how do you feel about the movie? Like how it started, ended. Did you catch the twist? Like, what did you think about it? Because I posted on my Facebook. I was having a conversation at work about the movie, and people had different opinions about it. But I definitely think the movie was good. I just don't like the way it ended. Like it was just like they didn't give too much at the end. Right. So I need them to fix that. Melissa said she liked the end. T. Foss said Fatal Affair sucked. Too predictable. It was a little predictable. I will say that it definitely was. But yeah, it was okay. I feel like it was okay. Anything with Nia Long, I love. I feel like she's a great actor a little bit. Do y'all cook for each other?
That's our problem. Okay. Like
I have cooked for you more than you have cooked for me. But
look at my work schedule during the week. So that's very hard for me.
Our schedules definitely play a part in
it. Exactly. But you also have rubbed off on me where every morning on your way to work, where you stop at?
Every morning I go to Chick-fil-A.
Or
Dunkin' Donuts. I have to, so
you don't have to.
I feel like I have to. Like
no, you don't.
Why not?
And every week, what do we eat?
JJ's. So
and what else?
Seafood. Why you don't make these people think we are just fat people? We spend a lot of money on food. We definitely do. I have to get my Chick-fil-A in the morning. So no, we do cook for each other, but I cook for him. He have cooked for me a few times. But the majority of the time I have cooked for him. And I think it's only because your work schedule.
Right.
So I feel like if your work schedule was a little better, which I like the work schedule that you have and I have, because when I go to work, you get a little time to rest. This is why I say a little bit. I ain't say I like it a lot, but it gives us time to kind of miss each other a little bit. Versus if you work a 9 to 5, I work a 9 to 5. We getting off at the same time, it gives like say one day I want to surprise you, or say you want to surprise me or something, just out of the blue, and I come home or you come home. We have time to do it. It's a gap versus us getting off at the same time.
I still don't like my schedule. And when you go to work, I barely get any sleep. I can't hardly go back to sleep.
Cause I get up, I turn on the lights, I be knocking and ding, I be trying to tiptoe around, and I'm sorry.
It's like once I'm up, I'm up. Like earlier, I was sitting when I
Hey,
was working,
Vonda.
I was just sitting there and I was just like, oh my god, I'm so sleepy. And I had to think about it. Like I have been up since 8 o'clock this morning, mind you. Matter of fact, before that, 7. I lay back down for a little while, but it'd be hard to go back to sleep after you leave work.
Okay, so we have a question. DeAndre Smith says, when in a relationship, how would you handle insecurities / communication issues? I think this is one of the biggest downfalls to relationships. Insecurities in communication. Um,
You know me, I'm gonna just tell you how I feel.
right, but every couple is not like that.
But it also depends on the severity of the situation. Like I don't bring everything to the table. Like some things I just kind of sleep on and just process them and try to figure out am I tripping or is it that deep? And then if it constantly feels like it's a problem, then eventually like I'm gonna just have to be like, hey babe, that pillow talk kind of conversations, or let's go for a walk in the park. Let's talk. Like let's just get this off our. Let me get something off of my chest.
I
Like
think one thing that we do to for communication, I would say to DeAndre, definitely find I feel like a safe zone or a safe spot. What I mean by that is I feel like we go walking. Whenever we having an issue or we just really need to talk, I feel like we go walk, we go exercise with each other, even though we're a little, on the plus side. But I feel like we definitely go walk and kind of, after a couple of minutes, it's like, we're communicating. So definitely find somewhere where you can, for us the communication part, um, where you can feel like you're safe or where you can just go let the steam off. I say text messages some as well a little bit because even though I feel like text messages you can say what you want to say in the text message, you can, but sometimes it goes the wrong way. So it depends on the situation with the communication.
and what do I say a lot of times that some conversations aren't meant to be text. Some conversations aren't meant to be over the phone. Like I like most of my conversations, I like them to be in person so I can see your facial expressions. I can feel the vibe. Just know how to handle it. Things like that. I don't really care for all that.
DeAndre said, I need comprehension, not just the communication. So on that part, I feel like you need to talk to your partner and definitely what we said earlier. Um, when you're talking, you have to listen, not just to respond. You, I don't always just respond with you.
I didn't say.
Because how you look, and you said it earlier, so I had to kind of clear that up. But I feel like definitely talking to understand and not just to respond. Um, what would you say?
And another thing, um, my our motto or our rule that we created is that we don't go to bed mad with each other.
Right.
So like I don't want to wake up with that same. I want to leave the past in the past.
Leave the past in the past. Also, I feel like we have this open dialogue where, well, I told you from the beginning, you told me from the beginning. No matter how uncomfortable it makes us feel, we need to tell each other what's going on.
And speaking of the movie last night, remember I said
we talked about this.
What did you get out of the movie? And for me, based off of the movie, I feel like that was a good example of why you should have open communication with your partner.
Right.
Like, I mean, literally she was putting her family at risk, you know, just
Because
from
a
being
slip up
afraid
or a
to,
mess up.
right. Part of being human is that you're gonna make mistakes. Now that doesn't mean, hey, go out and cheat, because you know
Right.
you know you go see another side, you know, whatever. But it just
Don't let this niceness fool you, sweetie.
it was just it was just I think it was a good example of why and why you should communicate and have the open dialogue with your partner. So like I feel comfortable, like even if I did slip up, I could come to you and be like, you know, you're not gonna be happy, or you may not like what I'm about to say, but
But dot dot dot.
right.
Tony Smith said, which one of you called each other first after getting each other's number? Mm. It, it may have been me.
Because
Because
he's trying to have amnesia, y'all. Like I had to go back and pull the receipts one day on him and be like,
we ain't gonna say no time frame.
I'm just saying.
But
I'm just saying.
I think I probably called first because I text, but I like to talk, so I can get what I need to say out more through a phone call or majority of the time it's FaceTime. So when me and George started getting serious, or we were communicating or talking, when he was trying to play so hard, I would FaceTime him all the time, and he was just like, "What, Keon? How can I help you today?" Or where. So I think it was more so. I think it was me.
You gotta say it like that, man. You
Yeah,
make me sound like a bad person.
I think it was me. I think I did call you first.
So Tony Smith said, how many days should a person wait to call after getting someone's number without looking too desperate? I don't think there's a time frame that you have to wait. I mean,
Yeah.
for me, when you show your interest and like you make it known, like
Mhm.
I mean, I guess it just depends. So I get you should ask probing questions prior to
Your phone conversation.
right. Like
So
you know,
I
what are
agree.
you looking for? You know, is this just a hanky panky type situation? Is this
Start with the
just
norm.
a hit it and quit it? You know,
Right,
or
right.
we just gonna be FDs? You know, what you looking for?
What you're looking for. And I agree. So I agree with you on that. I feel that is definitely.
You agree, you know. I'm just playing.
Don't do that because I agree with you on a lot of stuff. So
I'm
don't
just
don't
playing.
sit there and say that. Exactly. You should never go to bed in a provoked state. I agree. I feel when you go to bed, man, it travels over to the next day. It messes up your energy. If I'm having a bad day, sometimes my dreams, I'll dream crazy, or I just won't be able to sleep. Like I can't go to sleep. I have learned, and someone who is watching know this as well. One of my good friends. Um, Never let someone control your energy or your space. I'm big on that now. Just keeping like positive energy, whether if I'm going to sleep or not. Definitely keep a positive mindset. But if your partner's mad, if you mad, I'm just gonna say, hey, I'm gonna let you just go. Then be mad. Next question: when are you moving? When are moving to going to share a house? Am I reading it correct? I guess Sir Christopher is saying,
Can you ask that question again?
yeah, I'm trying to piece it together. Lorianne Powell said she agrees with you. Yes, don't let your what if it's your significant other, your mama, your daddy, your children. Never let anyone mess up your space. Always try to keep positive energy inside. Try to. It's not always easy, but try, try. So I'm not gonna say that. When are y'all moving in together? Um, when the time is right. Definitely when the time is right. It can be a year, it can be 2 months, it can be next week. Just whenever the time is right, I definitely would say that. What you mean, good answer?
That's a good answer.
I'm gonna make it.
mean-
No, I'm just playing. Go ahead.
I mean, you can't really necessarily put a time frame on that. I mean, that's a big step.
When you move in with someone, it's definitely a big step. Definitely.
Because I feel like by that time, I mean, if you haven't already got married, then that's your next goal. So
We gotta get engaged first. Do you believe in the promise ring before engagement? Okay. Because some people they skip the promise part and jump straight to engagement.
Well, your promise should have started when you started the relationship.
That too, but ask you for the ring is what I'm talking about.
So I see that a little bit differently. Because to me, a ring, yes, a ring symbolizes something, but in my eyes, it's just jewelry.
Okay.
It sure? Doesn't make me who I am, basically.
Okay.
Like, it's up here about me wearing that ring. Because you can take that ring off at any given moment.
Okay.
And you can keep that ring on and still have your, slip ups and all that other stuff.
And your distractions.
It's done all the time.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't think that the ring, per se, basically
thank you, Angela.
validates the promise, but yeah, I'm into. Woo! Blame it on juice by juice. But I'm into them. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't think that means that that's. Like I said, I feel like the promise begins when you start the relationship.
I agree with you on that. But some people look at it as different steps. Like, okay, you're right. The promise begins when we say, okay, we're committed. Ain't no more outside distractions. We're exclusive. We're in a relationship. You my boyfriend. You my girlfriend. You my wife. You my wife. All it starts from the beginning. But for stepwise, some people believe, okay, well, I got to give her a promise ring before I give her an engagement ring, or I got to give him a promise ring before I give an engagement ring. So that's why I asked you the question.
So what does the promise ring mean to you again?
So the promise ring is just jewelry to me, but it symbolizes the promise that we made in the beginning of our relationship. So I agree with you when you say it's a mental, it's in your mental. But I think that just for me, it means something to me because it symbolized what we started at the beginning.
So it's like renewing your vows pretty much when you get married. Like people do 10 years after they got married, they go for 5 years or whatever the case.
In a sense. Okay. In a sense, yeah. In a sense. I see where you're going with it, yeah. But y'all, we have to go to work tomorrow. I gave y'all an hour and 15 minutes. I will answer this last question that came in. So the last question was, if you could bring any celebrity onto your show, who would it be?
I don't have a show, so you can answer that one.
But you behind the scenes. I think if I had to bring someone on here, I would definitely bring Trina on here.
Because she's from Miami.
It's not because she's from Miami. I would no. You know what? I would say Trina or Monica.
That's your favorite artist.
I love Monica. For those who have been watching me and know, I love Monica. I feel like certain things Monica have been in her life, or what she have been through, I can relate in certain things. And I've always been a fan of her. So I definitely would bring Monica on here. Trina, I would bring Trina on here for those who know me on the other side of the turn up side. I'm Trina. Like I love Trina. Like I love Trina from a little child. For those who know, I am from Miami as well. I have had plenty of opportunities to meet Trina. I haven't seen her in a couple of years since I have grown, but I have very close people that are in my family who know her mother, who knew her stepdad. So I had chances on meeting her. I have an aunt who was signed to Slip and Slide because some of my family is in the entertainment business. So I definitely love Trina. Trina and Monica, if I can get them on here, they will be here, sitting here with bells and everything. The red carpet laid out for them. So that's who I would bring on here. Tony Smith, I'm going to end with your question. I know I just said I'm going to end. But Tony Smith said, Where was y'all first date? Do you know?
Do you know?
I do.
Okay.
Answer.
You answer.
No, you answer.
No, you
The-
answer.
I want you. I want you to answer.
I'm done answering questions first.
Me
You
too.
answer. You gonna cut up like this on camera?
Because you want to try. Did I just tell you? Yes. You have the floor. You have the seat. Okay, so let me ask you this: what? No, but I don't want you to answer it. But
Just answer the question.
I think our first date, George looked like he's taking notes on Keon's answers. He don't forget anything. Trust me. I think our first official date. We gonna say before your birthday because your birthday was like since quarantine. That was our first like really official date. But before then,
Just you talking about it. That was technically officially going out to eat together first, or
so I think I would say it was the Beltline.
okay, you answer right.
It
I
was the
was waiting.
Beltline. The
'Cause I was
Beltline.
about to pull the receipts because I got the video.
I
And
know
on the
exactly
video,
what
I
it was.
said first date.
Yeah, it was the Beltline.
So our first date, and this is a good way to end it. Our first date, I actually wanted to introduce him to some little healthy things that I do. That's how he got on the Grand Slam, aka the immune boosters that he's always talking about. So I took him there, and then we just went for a walk and just walked and talked.
Yeah, and that was really. When I tell y'all we walked for so long, the back of my calf muscles was burning. I was trying to keep it together. I'm like, oh my God, he would bring me out here. He just had me walking. I didn't have the right shoes on. I just was out there walking, but that's what our first date was.
Absolutely. So Arden's Garden and the Beltline.
To the Beltline.
So speaking of Arden's Garden, tonight I brought before
I'm not
us
taking it on camera.
the Grand Slam, and this is the wheatgrass. And so wheatgrass, it has vitamin A, C, E. It also has iron, calcium, magnesium, and amino acids. So you start with the wheatgrass, and you have to swish it around for 20 seconds before you swallow it because of it being so strong.
Mm-hmm.
It says 20.
Oh, so we've been doing it wrong the whole time.
I like to do 30 because of how
It's so
tastes.
strong, y'all. So for all my healthy people, the Grand Slam.
The second step is the ginger root. And the ginger root, it is high in gingerol and contains more potassium than a banana. So it's very good for you.
It's very bitter and strong, but it's good. Then lemon juice is the third.
Right. And it says lemons are a good source of vitamin C, which aids the immune system. Lemons are also rich in bioflavonoids and a natural diuretic. I guess that's how you say it.
Right. And the last one is my very favorite, which is cranberry juice.
And they say often cranberries are referred to as a superfood, so they're higher in vitamin K and low in calories. And then if you want to, basically, if you want to enhance it, they used to call it the flu fighter, but they don't carry it anymore. But you can take a firecracker shot. So if you start feeling sick, or like with all this COVID stuff that's going on, and you start feeling a little funny, if you have like a natural juice place nearby, or if you have an Arden's Garden nearby, you can definitely go shop there. I was also told that they sell them in Kroger and Publix.
Excuse me, I ain't seen them in there yet.
And then because of it being natural, of course it doesn't necessarily taste the best, but it's only going to take about 15 seconds to get it out the way with. You can ask for a chaser. They have pineapple, they have apple, and they have some kind of veggie water, but I'm not really a fan of it. But yeah, so I try to stick with this weekly.
We take it weekly,
and then we do our goalies daily. Although somebody been slipping.
I've been slipping on my goalies. Yeah, I've been slipping on my goalies, but I definitely have my immune boosters, and I drink it weekly. So for those who are into the health and trying to get healthy or trying to find things to kind of boost their energy or trying to get more fit or healthier, and I know you be running out in the streets, definitely take your immune boosters. Definitely take it. It's very good for you. It gives you a nasty aftertaste, I ain't gonna lie, but it's very helpful. So make sure y'all follow me on all platforms at the real KeonStafford on Instagram. For those who haven't shared my YouTube link, share my YouTube link and add me on Facebook at KeonStafford for those who are just watching on YouTube. Bye.
To answer your question, Tony, you can get them from Arden's Garden. Ardens Garden. Good night, y'all.
Good night.